one among said be between aboa na nwoma sua e Ghana no atumpon na Ghana so atumi atumpon as a whole. And I made reference, although it's not a democratic regime, I made reference to youthful leaders over the world. As we are speaking, I'm not defining the youth by any parameter, but don't hear the late former president of Burkina Faso, Thomas Sankara, he was a youth. Even the current one, Ibrahim Traore, is a youth. Look at the impact he's making. Look at even Carter, Ben Ahmad. Look at what he's doing. And that is the reason why I said, Sir, Nada and I, they share a young Mabun, Yen through him. No more who say, and none on a yomodia. Ye can, young Hardy, ye wab of fra, or started as a toddler. Or Beria, or Benante. A bedroom pempenswa, ye who saw ye babuno. A honey who say, I drain no ye juma. Or physical energy, and what you bet him so dear yejuma. They do some pempensona, and they sand for Nada no shady trim say, a chinabi or honum. It's not one air train, or train, and and it's the reason why I'm making reference to even the Constitution of Ghana. Why you peg the age to ascend to the position of the presidency at 40. Minim the ABI, there's this they say life begins at 40. Meaning the famous of the Constitution, Kopegis age not at 40. And now your Jane say after 40, you know what, acquire enough experience. But the air can say a blue age limit be I have been saying acquire experience now. Physical energy or the year a human say oh yeah anyone it's now say at that age no experience no the year and living within that age bracket no you begin to neglect the youth who form the majority. And why don't you give them the opportunity so that they can pick the plight of the youth and then resolve them?
Linking it to teachers. I was argued as a
teacher near or ye babuno. Obet me a jina honum. Nena swatch ready the whole day on bread. A jumat besson and said obey. But or more young pain for no. One, a nipano acquired the experience or the best idea. But young can who say at the tremono experience matters. Bedroom pensobia. The other speaker was talking about relearning. And near my Nipano Sian yesteryears no. Near my sa I nay Abia I course syllabus nay year dear Juma or College of Education. And even within the teaching profession, as at the time Nipano College of Education, the university no. And near my crack. But we still believe say or more and what the experience a room so be and never where they show give the youth the opportunity. Go into the various schools and see those who are headmasters, headmistresses. We don't have any problem. You need to acquire certain rank before you get there. But we can open up so that if you want that revolution in education, I think the way to go is to give the youth the opportunity to lead and then fast track the process. Mayor Ashanti Regional Chairman, but I'm the chairman for the National Youth Committee. Yes. Prosper Techi.
Like I've always said, we are the producers of the world of labor. And if the next generation will depend on us, are we prepared to lead that young generation? Your team talks about the young teacher, the future of the teaching profession. Do a content analysis of the team, particularly the word future. So we are talking about future of the youth and future of the teaching profession. And we are saying that the future of the teaching profession is the youth. What does it mean? What does it mean? Now, if you come to the World Youth Skills Day, which was launched in 2014 as well, this year's theme talks about skilling teachers, trainers, and youth for a transformative future. So you would then appreciate and agree with me that we cannot talk about the youth leaving the teacher. The youth is the keystone to achieving sustainable societies. The Sustainable Development Goals, if you look at all the goals, you cannot achieve any of them without the involvement of the youth. Now, the Education International recently made a statement that the world is completely off track and will fail to meet SDG Goal 4, quality education by 2030. What does it mean? And which world are we talking about? For me, this is the world. And if we are off track in meeting SDG Goal 4, which is quality education, then we have to ask ourselves a number of questions. Since we entered the profession some years back, what have been the changes? When we got into the profession some years back, what was the environment? What were the challenges we met? And since we have been in the profession as young teachers, what have been the changes that we have brought into the picture as far as transforming the education sector is concerned? Please think about this. But let me say this. Within linguistics, so you may want to talk about Latin, you may want to talk about French, you may want to talk about history, you may want to talk about our Ghanaian language. These things may not necessarily change because this are or is our language. However, there is something that continues to change, and that is the nature of pedagogy. The nature of pedagogy.
It is important here to bring to your attention some few things, then we'll take it up from there. Uh, Number one, we all need to take note of the following. I can't say that abɔfra a onim sɛbisɛbi kafra kyɛ, that abɔfra a onim sɛ na ɔyɛ ro ne nsa na ɔne mpanyinfoɔ na ɛyɛ dɛ bɛn ɛna ɛto ɔnhyɛ didi. And the elders also say that yɛsoma ɔbanyansafoɔ na yɛnsoma namɔtenten. You see, and I'm also happy that we are all religious. We read the Bible and all that. Remember that at the time that Samuel went to the house of Jesse to anoint David, David was a young man, and in fact, when Samuel got to that particular house, David was not in the house. David was at the backyard somewhere. And can you imagine what the boy was doing at the time? With his bare hands, he could kill the lion. This young boy, with his bare hands, he could kill a lion. The reason why I am giving you this particular, because the theme for the UN is green skills. Let me look for it here, because when I saw the theme for when I saw the theme, I was really happy. Now it says that green skills for youth, green skills for youth. And I am giving you this example. Nobody knew that the boy, when he was on his own, the father never knew. The father never knew. He was with the sheep. And anytime such predators were coming to catch the animals, he doesn't have a gun, he doesn't have anything. With his bare hands, he could kill a lion. Don't also forget this small boy called Joseph. We are also told in the Bible to the extent that the army commander left everything in the hands of Joseph. You see, when you are skillful, and you get opportunity comes your way, you will come to the limelight. And I want to conclude with this one. The Bible says that a man's gift maketh a way for him. And he concludes by saying that seest that a man diligence in his business. I like the three versions. The three versions says that oh nyina akɔkɔhwe akwa. I like the three versions. That's how the three versions put it. In fact, in English it says that he will stand before kings and not mean men. Why am I giving you all these quotations? I am giving you all these things so that As young as we are, we use every how do you call it? What do you call it? Every opportunity that comes. No, I don't want to use the word opportunity. Is you are being confronted with a situation, but any learning, how do you call it? Any, I don't want to use the word opportunity. I don't want to use the word opportunity. You see, any time you walk into an environment, focus on the learning aspect of it. So that one day when you have the opportunity, the giftings and the talents that you have will announce you. Mr. President Chairman, let me end here. In Ghana, when we talk about, in fact, this is something that I've been discussing with Dr. Lionel Sano, and it has been an issue over the years. And that it has to, and I think the chairman of the youth committee, subcommittee mentioned it. Age in Ghana to be a youth is between the ages of 15 to 35 years. That is our definition. And one particular definition I saw where that shocked me is the president rule. I say any able-bodied person. That is an organization definition of a youth. For them, it is not about age. Their definition that any able person or any able-bodied person, you are qualified to be a youth. And in that, we say that the first 3 years of being in the teaching service. So it doesn't matter whether you are 40 years or whether you are 45 years or something like that. So please, that is within our context, and we need to understand. Otherwise, somebody will say, Abraham say we had any 35 years. You see, so please, we are not here talking about age specific that somebody is 20 years, somebody is 40 years. No. Our definition is that the first 3 years in the profession, that is what we're talking about. If one day we decide to take that particular definition of the youth, then that will be up to us. So, having said this, whatever we can do to help the young ones, will get it done. And please, I hope next year it will be bigger than this particular one. For this particular one, it was something that the subcommittee started talking about at the Abanku. So during the time, it was not possible to take it to a very large scale. I believe that but next year, the team will take time to plan and make it big. But please, as you are thinking about the national level, when you go to your region, go and do something there. Go and at the district level, they should also what? At the local level, they should also what? So that gradually we can take everybody along. On this note, thank you very much for coming, and God bless us all. I wish you a wonderful celebration.